Hello everybody and welcome to Weather Tracker. In this video, I'll be discussing an upcoming major northeast snowstorm that will be happening sometime early next week, starting late this week. So, if you like my content, please subscribe and let's get into the video. So, this is the stimulated IR satellite, and as you could see, there's a pretty vigorous storm off the coast of the United States, off the East Coast, and that has brought a lot of snow to Virginia and parts of North Carolina. So that was the storm we got last night in parts of the Southeast. And I live in New York, and there are very strong winds on the backside of the storm right now. Like, the winds are howling in New York. So this storm has pretty strong backside winds, because this is like a 970. I'll show you right now in the GFS model. It is a 970 millibar low pressure system. So its wind field is pretty wide, but that's not what the video will be about. The video is about this area of low pressure off the west coast. So this is currently producing in extreme amounts of mountain snow in California. I'm talking extreme, 5 to 8 feet in some places. So this is the storm that will cross the country and eventually make it to the Northeast. So, as I said, here's the GFS model, and currently this is the storm that I was talking about that's off the coast. This is, can't really see the number here because it's blocked, 961 millibars in 12 hours from now. So this is a powerhouse of a storm. And this is also a part of the polar vortex that comes down, very little part of it. And this is what sets the table, the cold air, for the storm that comes on later in the week. And you'll see what I mean. You see all this cold air here in the Northeast? Here is the storm system coming, and it strengthens. It brings some snow to the Midwest. And then you see this is Sunday early morning. It's starting to snow in western Pennsylvania. Parts of Maryland's getting snow. And what you notice is the pressure is going up with the system over here. But at the same time, what you'll notice later, there is a secondary area of low pressure forming south of it, coming off the coast. And this is what is going to be the secondary low and initiate the snow in the Northeast. And this storm could be very exciting because this could bring some major snowfall to the major cities of the East Coast, the I-95 corridor. And there hasn't been much snowfall here for the past 2 years, except obviously if you know Winter Storm Gale. A month ago, that was the only exception, but other than that, they've been in a snow drought. And I live in New York City, so I know this, and we have not had much snow this winter other than Winter Storm Gale. So this is very exciting for me, this type of storm. This came true. So also another thing to notice is this storm meanders. It meanders off the coast for about 2 days, and this could cause prolonged snowfall in some places. So the GFS isn't that bullish on snow, but it is showing some medium snowfall amounts for the coast of the Northeast. So it's showing snow for the coast, which is what you want to see. Now here's the European model, and it has been getting much more bullish this new run. As you could see, this is the piece of the polar vortex coming down, which initiates the cold air in the Northeast, and then you can see secondary low strengthens. Compare this to yesterday's run. This is yesterday's run. You see how much further south and weaker the storm was yesterday's run compared to today's run. You could see the cold is more in place. The lighter greens and light blues, light greens. So this is where the cold air is. And you see this is yesterday's run. Keep a close eye on the shadings. Watch. It's much colder, and the storm is further north. That means that there's going to be more moisture along the coast. At the same time, it's going to be colder along the coast, and that means more snow. I wish I could show you the snowfall amounts from the EMCWF model, but I don't really have that right now. But believe me, it's showing like 20-inch amounts in parts of eastern Pennsylvania, and even up to 15 inches in New York City. So the European model is very bullish on snow for the East Coast from the storm, from coastal areas. So here's the RGEM model, and the storm is coming within short range now. It is the first arrival should be like in about 60 hours from now, where it enters parts of the Ohio Valley and western Pennsylvania. So as you could see, here's the huge storm off the coast that is whipping up these huge winds for parts of the East Coast tonight into tomorrow, and that initiates the cold air. There might even be a little bit of a snowburst for the Cape Cod tomorrow, but here comes the storm I'm talking about, the winter storm. And one trend I have noticed from the 18Z RGEM model, and this is a really big trend, significant trend. The original low has shifted noticeably further south. So, as you could see, not the low itself, but the snow shield has been pushed further south. Earlier it was supposed to be snowing in parts of the Great Lakes areas like this, and now it's been pushed further south. You could see here is 78 hours out, and it is snowing in South Jersey, not quite making it yet into New York City. This is Sunday early evening. This is about 7 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time, and here you could see the lowest shifted south. Here, this was last run, and this is this run. Last run, this run. You could see the low shifted slightly further south, not as much as I thought it would. I think that was a different model I checked, but at the same time, the secondary low forms quicker, and it forms with the rain snow line further south. This would mean more of a snow event for parts of the coastal United States. So the latest RGEM trends are looking good if you're a snow lover along the coastal areas of the Northeast, but you can't really go out past 84 hours, so this is the farthest you could go on the RGEM model. But it is showing a pretty nice setup for a big storm. Same with the NAM 12KM model. Let's take a look at this. This is the NAM model that goes out to 84 hours. Same as the RGEM, shows a little bit of a snowburst clipping Cape Cod. Then, yeah, I think this was the model that shifted further south. Let me show you. So, yes, it is, in fact. So, this was last run. Look at the low pressure system from last run, Sunday morning, to this run. Last run, this run. See the low pressure? The first time it was up near northern Missouri, parts of most southern Illinois. Now it is further south in Missouri. So, and it is weaker. So this means that the low pressure, the initial low, is going to die out quicker and give all of its energy to the coastal low faster. And this would be a pretty nice scenario if you're for snow along the East Coast. So this trend is very good. You see, the initial low helps pull in warmer air. But if the initial low is further south and weaker, it's not going to be pulling in as much warmer air from the ocean. So this initial low, what you want to see is it being slightly weaker and further south. The further south it is, the more likely it is that there will be substantial snow amounts along the mid-Atlantic and northeast coasts. And you can see the initial low is stronger in this model, 1,002 millibars. Compare that to the GFS model, which it was not even a low here. It's still kind of just a arc in the pressure lines. And then you move out here, it's 1,000 millibars, but it strengthens slower. On the RGEM, on the NAM model, it strengthens a bit quicker, and there's more cold air in place because the initial low is not pulling in as much warm air off the ocean. So now let's take a look at the GFS model snow amounts. Let me zoom into the northeast United States. So you could see here, this is the final amounts, generally about, this is one model, there are many models. The European model, for example, is much more bullish in eastern Pennsylvania. The GFS is showing 6 inches, meanwhile the European model is showing more like 16 inches. So this is just one model, but this model is showing about 3 to 6 inches in New Jersey, with southern New Jersey being more towards 3 and northern Jersey, central Jersey being more towards 6. New York City, probably 6 inches. Also, one other thing to note with the storm, which I haven't mentioned yet. Usually storms like this, let me go back to the GFS model, for example. Usually storms like this, the further north you go, the bigger the snow totals are. This type of storm, look at this. The snow cuts off. If you go too far north and west of the metro areas, the snow will cut off because of the dry air from the cold and dry air in place. So this is sort of giving me Winter Storm Jonas vibes back from 2016, which had the same setup as this storm will. But this is basically a very thin area where there will be substantial snow amounts. You go too far north, you're not getting anything. You go too far south, you're going to get into the rain snow line, which is going to definitely cut down on totals in most southern New Jersey. So this is that type of storm it is. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, and if you like my channel so far, please subscribe. And leave a comment if you want me to let me know how you would want me to improve making my videos. And yeah, see you all in the next video.